Good afternoon, all. It is a lovely Monday afternoon, President's Day. It's about 2:15, 3:15 on the East Coast. And I'm sorry, I've been here 6 months. I'm still West Coast time. To my mind, it's still noon. I've been here 6 months. It's 3 p.m. every day, but my mind is still 3 hours behind. Anyway, so I'm never quite sure. Just want to give a kind of quick update as to why both of us have been lacking on videos. As you know, my wife went from a incredibly stressful job at the airport to one much less stressful. Unfortunately, it pays about 20% less as well nearby. And she's still making, numbers wise, should be good money. However, the costs out here are horrendous. So, thus, the quick announcement is that we will be moving. It cost us about $1,000, a little bit less than $1,000, to transfer our car up here and to get our licenses changed. And we don't. We have a very. We bought a brand new car a couple of years ago, but it was pretty much the lowest priced car. No, it was the lowest priced car that this particular maker had on offer, and we don't generally make a lot of money. As you can see from behind me, we don't exactly have a lot of stuff sitting around, a couple old bikes. And so we decided to move. We are researching other places. We want to go. My wife is very much up on being someplace that we can interact with and adopt a dog from. Big Fluffy Dog Rescue. You can find them on Facebook. They're wonderful people. So that will pretty much mean getting out of the Northeast entirely, except for Pennsylvania. They deal with Pennsylvania, so we're looking at that. We're looking at Pennsylvania, the eastern Midwest, and the northern South. So pretty much the middle of the East Coast. And we hope to be moving between 6 months and 1 year. We got tired of running faster and faster and faster just to stay in place. I had like two jobs this week. I lost one uh, due to I interviewed. I said what I was. They said what they wanted. Apparently, they didn't hear me, and they don't know how to tell you what they want, and they don't know how to listen to people who tell you what they want. And it's not just me. I asked around the employees. I've asked other people. I showed my wife the ad, and I said, "Was I meeting the specifications?" And she said, "Yes." And they said, "Well, that actually wasn't one." The boss apparently, while talking to me, said he doesn't communicate to me at all. It's not his job to communicate to me. I said, "You're communicating to me now," and he didn't understand. It overall is a bad way. At least I earned some cash. Anyway, so we will be moving. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing videos is I have another job nearby, and as you know, with the injuries, my body has not been what it used to be when I started. When I started this series, I was in shape, I was fantastic, and then I got hurt, as y'all remember, and life changed a lot. I lost more hair than probably I should have. My endocrine system got damaged, and I gained weight even with working out. Yes, I got this shirt, by the way, working the Spartan Fenway Park Sprint. So I was in Fenway Park, a lot smaller than you'd think, and buried deep in the city. Whew. And anyway, been dealing with UMass Health Systems. Uh, let's see. Working on our other, we own a small company. We're trying to desperately keep it afloat. We owe somebody who helped donate some money for us to get out here, some cash. He's actually advising that we move to his town if we can, because it's got a college scene and a food scene. It's a small-ish city, but we're not minding that. By the way, if you know any place we can move to, we really liked the Reno Sacramento level of density, which is about 2 to 4,000 people per square mile. Out here in Boston, which is about 12 miles away, it's 12,000 people per square mile, and that drives me out of my fuzzy little mind. I'm sure some of you Aspies can understand, and some of you high functioning autistics and just people can understand that level of density will drive one nuts. I get anxious and I get depressed and I get fearful and I start breathing faster whenever I'm there. I actually, that was part of my job was drive my job that I got fired from was driving a vehicle through Somerville and through Cambridge. Now these at Cambridge is where MIT is, and these are supposed to be really nice places to live. And when I was there, I was like, who did you piss off that you have to be living here? That, I mean, there are places that easily cost millions of dollars that went by, and I'm like, yeah, but you're a block from someplace not very great. The density is horrific. It's like, why are you paying all this money to get very little? And then I have a cousin in Tennessee who's saying, outside of where she lives in southeastern Tennessee, you can get a house with like a couple acres for $90,000. And I'm looking at places downtown Boston, not even downtown Boston, not outside of downtown Boston, where they want like $500,000 for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. And I'm sitting here going, 100 grand a year you got to have to afford that place, or you can move to Tennessee. Now, I don't know if I'm moving to Tennessee. Probably not. I got another friend in Knoxville. He thinks that's pretty nice. We don't know. Big Fluffy Dog Rescue is based out of Tennessee, so it's possible. We're keeping an open mind, and we don't have to decide right away. We've still got a couple of months to really do our research, really lock in a place, and start saving. It cost us $10,000 to move out here. 4,000 of that was due to how expensive Boston is. So yeah, it should be hopefully cheaper. We're looking at spending about $3,000 to move out, which is still expensive, but 1/3, and hopefully, anyway, we'll be able to keep more of our money, is what I'm saying. We'll make less money, but more of it will come home with us. We thought that we would keep about the same percentage of income out here, but the income would, even though all the expenses would double, our income would go up commensurately. It has not happened. We have not received. I did a whole thing. Basically, our income isn't what it should be. The prices are way above what they should have been. Our rent is 2.5 times what it used to be. It's nuts. We're leaving. Anyway, the reason, another reason I mentioned this video is that there's a book, and this book is called Calculus Made Easy, originally written in the early 20th century by Sylvanus P. Thompson. This book right here, there we go. This book right here actually came to me via Amazon, and it was at a New York library. I bought it when I lived in Reno. I'm still reading it. I'm still going to use it when I go back to college. Its copyright is fully expired. You can find free PDFs online. I fully recommend just buying the book. Some of the newer editions have sort of said, hey, this is what calculus was like in the early 20th century. We've changed some things. Here's the revisions, and go. But the reason why I mentioned that book is that the tagline of the book is, what one fool can do, another can do, and I am a great fool. Basically, his idea is that calculus is made a lot harder because people want to be impressed, want to impress you with their intelligence. So when you go to school, when you go to work, when you learn anything, there's an awful lot of people that want to feel like what they achieved was difficult. So they make it harder than it is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. It could be very hard, but they make it much worse than very hard because you can almost say it's like a Dunning-Kruger effect. They think what they know is actually easy, so they want to make it seem hard, not realizing that the rest of us are sitting around going, dude, that's awesome. How do you do that? And why are you making it so difficult? So I don't know, but I assume that if there is a book like this one, there we go, Calculus Made Easy, that for calculus, then there must be other books. Searching around. Now, I didn't know about this till I mentioned I knew nothing about calculus and I was going to have to take it. And a friend of mine who got a degree in mechanical engineering is also a martial artist, is also rides motorcycles, and got his final semester paid for by NASA and is now making buku bucks back in Reno. Mentioned this book. He said, I knew nothing about calculus, and I read it. And then I was talking to another friend of mine, and she has a PhD in agricultural economics. and got through calculus by memorizing the book. She doesn't understand calculus, but she could parrot back the answers, and life was good, which of course insinuates that she actually had some knowledge of calculus. And memorizing the book was the easy answer. Um, she's way smarter than she gives herself credit for, and thus the PhD in economics. But she mentioned reading it after she got her PhD. She went, "Oh, so that's what they were talking about." This is a woman that decided that memorizing calculus was easier than doing calculus, and she memorized it. And then I talked to a plasma physicist later, who's a friend of an ex-roommate. Oh, and he read it. And he goes, "Oh, well, it's not that hard. I've really," and he was basically becoming the guy that this author warned about, that makes calculus much harder than it is to his mind. So that he can feel better about himself. So that really got me wondering, how many people try to make themselves feel better. I know that I, as a martial artist, when I try to teach people, I know it's complex, I know it's difficult, but I say, look, the answer is very, very simple. You're trying to put a fist or a foot or an elbow or a knee, or a sword point or an edge or yada, yada, yada into the other guy and not have it happen yourself. If you saw the Mask of Zorro, you know what I'm talking about. And so yeah, I am a great fool, my own self. And one great fool can do, another can do. And so if you're out there and you're taking chemistry or physics or English or art, math, whatever, keep an eye out for a book like this. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't, but look, because I know that with my learning disability, dysgraphia, and my head injury and my Asperger's, life got a lot harder. But even after the injury, I can still read this book and it can still make sense, which displays to me that this book was well written. And I'm thinking that if this was done for one subject, again, I'm thinking that if this was done for one subject, it was done for many others. Good hunting. Sorry, I'll have more videos out later. And sorry for the delay. Oh, and I was majorly out of spoons. I had to call my state representative to get UMass to help me with the disability application for state health benefits, which I may or may not get. I don't know, but until I go through the application process, I won't have an answer. And it's been months. I'm also dealing with stuff still back in Reno. I'm still involved with an OSHA complaint back in Reno. And that's ongoing. And now they're saying, "Oh, well, we haven't been fair to you or the other guy." I'm like, it's been 8 months. Yeah, no kidding. So life has been full of things, and I have been completely out of spoons. Hope you have a good week. Bye.